I say 3 scrolls. That's the max.
Ooh. I got long scrolls, man. And I read fast.
You like wind up.
More!
Lunch break! What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Lunch Break. This one's brought to you by Squarespace. Thank you so much, Squarespace, for helping us build our website. And if you guys are thinking about doing it yourself, do it with Squarespace.
We're also bringing this episode to you with Linda and Mike. Hey. Linda is a very talented content creator, writer, director, producer. You guys know her stuff. And Mike is just the guy that is in Wongfu videos.
Hey!
I've never been on Lunch Break before. I'm so excited.
Mike is our unofficial seventh correspondent. But this is Linda's first time on Lunch Break.
Yeah.
Today's topic, we're getting the fans involved. And we know that you guys have a lot of interaction with fans on your social media. And it's also about relationship Q&As.
Oh.
And I feel like you guys have some experience in that.
But also questions coming from the modern day too.
Because I'm already in a relationship, so I don't know what's going on anymore.
Oh, so we have the single side here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, all right.
Okay.
Yeah, so we did a call out on social media to get some of our fans' questions, and let's just jump right in. The first one's from Chocolito, and they want to know basically, how do you get in the mind or basically stalk someone with no social media?
How do you get in the mind?
That already says a lot about what this person's thinking.
Stalk somebody without social media?
So I would say you don't. If they don't have social media, that should make your talks in person all the more better.
No, but this is probably someone that's probably too shy, and maybe they're trying to learn more. I do think it is kind
Maybe
of...
that's the norm now.
Right. In this day and age, it's the norm to be like, okay, I just met someone, let's go through their feed and all this stuff. And that's kind of crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There for sure actually are a lot of people who, young people who just choose to, I don't want to engage in social media and don't have social media.
It's funny how that's a choice for young people, whereas in my day, that was just life.
Yeah.
Have there been people that you wanted to stalk, but there was nothing?
Pretty much all the time, because some people I stalk, they put their stuff on private, and that really sucks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn it, their Twitter's on private, the Instagram's on private,
So
how do
you
I find
have
them?
What do you do?
follow.
So what do you do?
LinkedIn.
You go far down.
You go far down.
Yeah.
But
You can
if
gather.
there's-
Yelp.
You can find something. Yelp
Yeah.
too. You can find something. But I feel like if there's nothing on them, and you're trying to find more about them, I feel like you just ask them out, right? Or find
Just ask
their
them in
friends.
person, yeah.
If someone is saying something is private, you respect that. And you go through other avenues to get to know them. Don't see it as it preventing you. Just see it as this person prefers not social media to be the way to get to know them.
Yeah. Get their number, start striking up a conversation.
I feel like there's a lot more in the background of this question that we don't know.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah. So the next question is, how much info can you look up on a person before it becomes too creepy?
What is going on? All these questions are about stalking.
I think
what does this say right now about our current society?
I think it's very real though, because there's so much available now. There's a lot you can learn about them, right? And then eventually you start to feel like, oh my God, I'm what am I becoming? This is a little too much, right? But it's hard to stop.
I think this question too is a balance between research and stalking, right?
Oh, yeah.
What is the difference?
It's research. Research.
Everything's research.
Yeah.
Research is what you would put in your kind of about me facts, right? Like where you're from, birthday, general
Mutual
stuff, what you
friends.
do.
I say 3 scrolls. That's the max.
Ooh. I got long scrolls, man. And I read fast.
You wind up.
Bring the iPad Max.
If you're going back further than several years, that might be a little too far.
Oh, is it?
How much info is creepy now?
Oh, that's honestly is the wrong person to ask, because I really stalk people. I go down to their first picture they ever posted.
Linda's there's no limit.
Yeah. I think creepy is when you meet somebody and then you say all the facts about them. That's creepy.
Yeah, I think personally for me, so if someone was they did enough research where they knew I like Marvel movies, that's fine. Oh, he likes Marvel movies, but on the date I will ask what Marvel movie is your favorite.
Yeah.
Versus going on the date being hey, I know you like Marvel movies, and I know that boom, boom, boom is your favorite movie. Oh.
It doesn't hurt to look them up, but exercise some self-control because you want to save some for IRL. Seashells wants to know, does it really go down in the DMs?
Have you guys reached out to people in the DMs?
Yes.
So
You go first.
Wait, I want to hear this one. That was a very quick.
DMs, yeah, they work. I don't know if it's a online dating app-ish, I feel for some people.
Which side? Are you reaching out?
Both.
Okay, let's back up. When you reached out
Yeah.
to someone, have you gotten positive response?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I reach out if they're like similar to like what I'm doing sometimes, or they have mutual friends. Then I'm like, hey, what's
this
up?
is romantic, right? Not business. Okay. all
Yeah.
right. What's your opening line usually?
Oh my god, I like your photos. They're so nice.
I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that
What
one.
camera do you use?
Yeah. Oh yeah. What camera do you use?
You can now
is
add-
the line.
Have you responded to people DMing you as well?
Yeah. I like one of my exes I dated, but he like hit me up in the DMs.
Wow. So it works.
Yeah, it does
Okay.
work.
How did it work for him?
He was just like, hey, I've seen you before
Oh my god.
When they stalked.
at this club,
Oh my god.
and I just wanted to hope you had a good night. And I'm like, that's a nice message.
Wait, but I feel like a lot of people can say that to you. You probably thought he was really hot. Before you responded, you're like, let me do 3 scrolls.
Yes.
2, 3.
3, and let that just keep going.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, so his first picture when he was
Yeah.
a baby and now, so I think he's safe.
Do you feel like the environments are different for you because you are a personality? Like you'll get a better response because people know who you are?
I get friend zone a lot, so I don't think so.
We were actually talking about this in the classic Wong Fu short, Creepy versus Romantic.
Oh.
If it was remade in this year, DMs would totally be an instance there. If you get a DM from a hot person, you're like, oh, okay. But if you get DMs from someone you're not attracted to, you're kind of like, oh.
Or just ignore. So am I to assume that every direct message is someone hitting on me? No, like because we kind of frame it that way, like a DM
Right.
does it work, as if we're saying like, do flowers work? But DM is just the channel that you're communicating, right? So isn't it really just what you say?
Yeah. I've reached out to like
No.
girls too. And just because I was just like, hey, I like your stuff.
Now I'm thinking maybe I did this all wrong, because I'll like go through someone's like a photographer's feed, and if it's cool, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Where did you shoot that? With no intention of anything.
Okay, Wesley's
know.
hitting up in the DMs. I
See,
see.
so am I,
photos.
am I using it wrong? And I'm like, oh, that's a cool effect you did. Like, how did you do that?
really cool effect.
So I'm doing it all wrong.
Somebody from the other side is like, oh my god, he's hitting on me.
You're doing it so right, though, you don't even
I
realize.
honestly just use it to tell them something directly instead of in the comments. I haven't used it in the romantic way. Thanks for that question.
Apparently it does. It does go down in the DMs.
The answer,
Yeah.
yes, it
Apparently
works.
it does.
We're gonna get into the next question, but first we want to point out some new merch we have. This is a new color for a shirt we designed during Yappy.
Unfortunately, Mike does not come with it, but you can get the shirt itself on wongfustore.com.
If you pay an extra price.
hit him up in the DMs.
That's what the key is for. So unlock the mic.
It's a saying that we really believe here, remodel minority. I feel like Asians in America kind of get boxed in a lot, to a certain identity, and we just want to show that we're different and we can define ourselves. So support Wong Fu, support the message.
Cool, thanks guys. What to do if you find your man liking other pretty girls' photos and commenting weird stuff?
That's canceled.
The vice versa of that. The vice versa of that.
Commenting weird stuff.
Yeah, that's the part that's
What's
like.
weird?
what's
Yeah, what's weird?
If it's liking another girl's photo that you know, that's fine. If it's liking pictures of girls that you don't know, like influencers or whatever, or models or something,
Right, yeah.
that's not a good sign.
not a good sign.
Wait, but if they're at a certain level of influencer, doesn't it just become like celebrity then?
Well,
You know what I mean?
how many numbers
Yeah.
is a celebrity?
But you know what I'm saying, right?
I see what you mean about the celebrity. Like, if it's so unattainable that you're just participating as a fan.
Yeah,
Linda, what do you think?
Then you gotta.
If your man was liking Shay Mitchell's photos,
I realize that there are like celebrities, but then I realize there are some people that are like I could meet. As in, like, there are people that if I could meet them, I don't want him to be liking those photos. Because there has been with my ex, there was an influencer that I've met before, and he had a huge crush on her. So it was like really like, ooh, I don't know about her. But then I met, but when getting to know her and stuff, I realized I'm like, okay, maybe that was a little selfish of me to like not do that. Yeah, if it's weird to you, I feel like that's a discussion. Like liking, I don't know. I feel like everyone likes people's photos. Depends on
What
your
it means
comfort.
is different to people.
Yeah. Everyone has a level of comfortability, I guess.
The only comment they should be saying is, "I don't like you as much as my girlfriend or boyfriend."
if my girlfriend did the same pose, it would be better.
Yeah.
Like you could like it and like, I like this photo, but not as much as
Yeah.
I really
Those are good weird comments.
That's a weird comment.
On the guy's side, liking an influencer or whatever, I'm trying to defend it, but then I just know that if I was on the flip side and my girlfriend was doing it to strangers and also leaving comments, I would be uncomfortable with that. So I think just put yourself in their shoes,
No, that's good tactic.
right? And then if that makes you uncomfortable, it's very reasonable that they would be as well.
Very
also,
fair.
also, if you guys already are doubting each other, there might be other underlying issues already of trust.
Yeah.
That was a lot of social media type questions. Maybe we should get into some more general ones.
Real life IRL
Yeah.
dating.
Oh damn.
God,
I feel like these are all Wesley's
You
questions. now.
DMs.
Yeah, these are all just
What's happening?
Let's unplug. Let's unplug real quick. All right.
And if we're gonna do that, let's start with the most basic. Do you guys believe in love at first sight?
No.
Yes.
Oh God, Linda.
Oh, okay, interesting. I would say no as well.
I'm so worried for you.
Really quick, go into that.
Because I've dated somebody who I saw him and I'm like, oh my god, like he is so like my type. Have you
Like,
seen people?
no words were exchanged.
No.
Well, she did 3 scrolls.
I met him at a wedding and I was like, oh my god, he's like so like my type. And then yeah, I feel like I really felt it was love at first sight.
Ooh, at a wedding.
Yeah.
That's kind of.
I would argue I'm gonna be that guy and be like, I think your emotions were heightened because of your environment of the wedding.
Oh really?
Yes. Sorry.
Like the music and the candles.
What?
And the cake.
Are you guys telling me that you guys have never seen somebody and instantly felt like a certain way? Like, oh my god, I'm really attracted to this person.
I believe in attraction at first sight. That's easy.
Yeah, that's like love-ish, not
Oh
really.
God, oh God, I'm so worried for you, Linda.
I don't know my life.
So much explains about your videos now. Do you believe in love at first sight?
You didn't answer.
I used to, but I think same with you. Dating world has made me a little jaded.
How about this? I believe that there can be love at first sight, but whether or not it remains beyond that first moment is a whole other thing. Love is not a momentary thing. Love is something that you need to work on and something that you have to build. You never want the first time you meet to be the peak of your love.
How do you deal with societal pressure to date? What is some advice to help deal with it?
What is the societal pressure to date?
That you have to be with someone, and if you're not at like 35 years old, then you're.
Is that really a societal pressure, or is that just a human
That's
like,
societal.
feeling? No, I feel like humans like companionship.
No, but what we're saying is, should you feel bad if you don't feel that?
Oh, no.
I think that's what the question is getting at, right?
Do people make people feel bad?
I thought the question, yeah.
It's like the whole,
Like-
oh, you need to get married by
Yeah.
30.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
I think even like my mom is like going like, yeah, you know, FYI, like me and my friends are like, how come Michael doesn't have a girlfriend? Like, what's going on? And like as if it's like a problem. I'm like, oh, like what? Like dude.
I think it happens to women a lot more, unfortunately, which sucks, you know. But do you deal with that?
Yes, every
Okay.
day of my life. Ever since been like past 5 years, my parents have always been saying like, yeah, when are you gonna get married? When are you gonna have a boyfriend? Is he serious? And it's that pressure every day, like they literally every day. And one point I just got like so much anxiety from that. I'm like, I don't know who is good, mom. Like it's not easy finding someone I want to be with for the next 90 years of my life.
Was that
So-
also like the thing where they didn't let you date forever, and then all of a sudden it's like, now how can you get
Yeah,
married?
pretty much.
Yeah.
It's like don't date until you're finished college, but why haven't you found one yet? Like after college.
It's like you didn't give me the time to develop my social skills.
There's that pressure, but for me, how I'm dealing with it is just the fact that I know that if I'm gonna be with someone for the rest of my life, I need to find someone I actually really like. Not just because my mom's like, your time is ticking. It's like, no, you're not gonna be with this person. I am gonna be with the person 24/7. So, sorry, mom. That's basically how I deal with it.
I think when it comes from parents, they're just excited to have grandkids.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think also when I talk to my parents, I mean this might be getting like too heavy, but it's like all the pressure is coming from a place of when I'm gone, I just hope that your life is good, right? So I want you to set up yourself with a good job. I want you to be financially stable, and I want you to be happy with a family.
Yeah.
And so a lot of us, thankfully, are finding good careers or good career paths. So like the missing piece is still like, but are they going to be lonely forever, right? And I can imagine as a parent, like that's something you worry about. The societal pressures to be at a certain place, I feel like they're kind of all like changing. I don't know, like people are getting married later, and people are pursuing their careers longer and things
But
like
even
that.
that, like, you don't have to get married.
That's true too.
I think we're getting to a point where it's okay to just accept, I'm okay not having a companion, but I have a great group of friends, I'm close with my family, I have good health, and I'm happy that way. Don't let other people make it seem like that's not normal, because I think in the end, everyone's definition of that happiness is different too. Do you guys have some suggested fixes for serial dating?
What is serial dating?
Well, dating means that
okay.
you never want to, like, you're not settling down into a relationship. But there are people that are like serial monogamous that like they go and then it doesn't work out but then they jump right away into another relationship because they can't be by themselves.
I feel like
Why do you laugh? She's like, is that what I am? I've never heard that term before.
Cue nervous laughter.
I feel like it's talking
reminder.
about people that are afraid of commitment, like into getting into the official relationship. That's what I think it is.
Linda, why don't you comment on this? Oh God. Don't worry, we got plenty of time.
2 hours later.
Wait, what's going on? Wait, what's going on? What's
Serial monogamous, afraid of being alone.
Yeah. How do you fix that?
focus on yourself and then realizing that being friends with somebody is better than just dating them.
Do you feel like you jump from relationship to relationship?
Yes, and I learned that I feel like now this year I'm like kind of like, okay, I can't stop doing that because it hurts other people. People's emotions, I realize like I'm more sensitive to that. So that's why I'm like, I shouldn't just jump into something I don't think it's gonna last.
Oh, so you would do it because you caught feelings and you just wanted to, for yourself, just experience that. And
Yeah.
you don't realize actually that the other person might have taken it really, really seriously and like had really high expectations.
Yeah.
So maybe the fix is like realizing that you're actually hurting other people.
Yeah, and not putting yourself first in that situation because there's more people that will be hurt if something happens.
I think that's great advice. You need to figure out yourself first. If you're serial dating, you can never fix or deal with your own identity and problems or issues if you're always having someone close by to be a companion. And when you're always relying on others, you're completely ignoring like you in a vacuum, and that's actually when you learn the most about yourself.
That's not serial dating.
But that, so we turn it into like monogamy, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like there's aspects of that
there-
in serial dating.
But if you find yourself like, I guess especially with app culture, like just going on dates, like a different date every week and not settling down, I guess, just don't be too hard on yourself because ultimately you have to go into that knowing either you're looking for someone to date or you're totally not and it's just for fun. I think answer that question for yourself first and then you can really hold yourself accountable.
My understanding is like if you're dating not for the purpose of actually trying to find a relationship. Is that serial dating? Like why are you going on these dates if you're not actually trying to find a girlfriend or boyfriend?
Like when I go on dates, I'm not like, oh, I don't want it to advance any further
Right.
than a date.
You're open to that.
For sure. Like if there's a connection, it's like, oh, cool, let's see where this goes.
Would you say in this day and age, like their like tolerance for like what's a good
Right,
partner?
they need to be perfect,
Exactly.
right?
And so you end up serial dating because no one's ever good enough. But it's like, hey, maybe you should have given them a third date or a second date or whatever, right?
But also don't date too much. I've dated a lot and I realized that it's just, there wasn't really a point to dating too much.
Really?
Because I get confused now. Because now it's like, for me, because I dated a lot, now this person that I think of, it has to be so perfect that I'm just like, does this even exist? Because I liked this from this person and this person and this person and this person. So I'm trying to find that like ultimate AI the person. I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, that's why I feel like
Oh, shoot.
if I could turn back, I wouldn't date so much.
Cool, guys. I think we
You
covered
guys are doing great.
we covered quite a bit on that.
It was like super superficial
Yeah.
and got like super real.
Just like love. Thanks, Mike and Linda, for joining us. Thanks again to Squarespace for sponsoring this episode. Whether you're looking for a new website or you're starting a business, use Squarespace.
If you have a lot of different social media platforms, Squarespace actually lets you link all your accounts so you can auto post to each of them. It'll even reformat everything to fit correctly. So go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/wongfu to save 10% off your first purchase.
And we also have a Patreon page, so check that out. That's a great way to support Wongfu. And on social, of course, we're always there. And that's actually how we got some of these questions today. So thanks for the interaction, guys.
And thank you to Linda and Mike for coming by.
Yay, thanks
Coming
for-
all the way from Canada.
Canada, I flew over for this.
Just for lunch.
Insane.
Just
Just for lunch. I haven't had lunch in a while.
Make sure to follow Linda and Mike on their social media. Their links below.
Or DM us on our social media.
Oh,
or
you're saying
not, or don't follow us. Slide into the DMs.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.